customers needs, customers position, predict the future, gap analysis of your product, closing the gap of your product, alignments, and lastly to implementation, that one what you plan. Okay, so let's see, the first case is the customer's need. Now identify the customer's needs. So this is very important. Now how to identify the need of a customer. Now is it you go door to door? Then definitely if it is your customer, then you go door to door, but that is a long process. Okay, you might have the person who buy your product, you need to take a feedback from him. So if you want to improve the quality, okay, always there is a good thing that you always try to take a feedback from your customer. So when you become the employee of any industry, that time when you are doing a strategic planning, first you need to find the who is your customer, who is your loyal customer, and the person who is buying a product every month or every year. So this is my loyal customer. Now I need to take a feedback from him because repeatedly he is buying the product from me, and as he is buying a product, there is a good relationship between me and the customer. Me means the industry and the customer. And for that one, the feedback is very important. If you see here, then you might have the notes that you have. You take the data. Okay, you might be customer care there. Okay, so that you can collect the points. Some points may be say there is some problem or defect in the products or the services or any complaint. You need to have a customer care service with you. Because of that one, you can identify your customers. Okay, you may have the social media or emails. Okay, then you always be give a like and dislike of your product when you are selling on the online. You contact personally with the help of the customer care to the employee. You always see what are the stars they are giving, liking and the stars that we know. Okay, and then you target the customer. If all these are what we call the way to reach the customer, it might be the feedback, it might be from the customer care centers, it might be from the emails, it might be from the social media, it might be from the like buttons. Then you directly contact with the people, see the what are the stars and all of it is given. When you see that all the online platforms, they ask you to give the star of their service of their product, and we give it. Even when we want to buy a phone, that time when we enter into the Amazon or the Flipkart or many other the sites, we always see what are the star given for the camera, for the performance, for the battery, and accordingly we choose the, and also the review. This is very important, the review from the customers. Who which customers they give the review? The customer who buy the product, who use the product, and then he gave the review of it, and definitely it will be the useful to the customers who want to buy the product. Now if the reviews and all is good, then definitely he is without any thinking, he just buy the mobile, buy the product. Okay, so these are the way to identify the customers. So in that one, always we need to look who will they be. Now who is your customer, that you need to identify it. Okay, the second is, will your customer base change? Now the customer, as I said, the customer who is buying your product from years and every month, every year. But does the base of that customer get changed, or it is the same? Means just like when you are producing the food product, see the quality. If you put it the same quality of your product, but after some day you might be not happy with that taste, because repeatedly you are getting the same taste, and now you become a bore. Just like when we eat the meal or when we take food from at home, then we are not happy with that one. On Sunday or after a month end, we always like to go to the hotel and just to taste the another the lunch or meal. That is just because We want to do we want a change. So when we are doing, the customer who is base might be changed. So always take a feedback from that customers, and accordingly you have to give the quality. That's why you see the food industries, they always change their qualities. They always change the taste of the product what they have, because the customers may not be bored by just choosing the same product with the same taste. Okay, if you eat same the vegetable and the chapati every day from the Monday to the Sunday, then you don't like it. The same thing is happened there. Okay, so here we need to have some changes is required. So see the what is the base. Are they interested for the same quality? If it is, then go ahead. If they don't want, then need to change it. What will they want? So this is the question, and the big question, what they want. How we can get the answer of these questions? We can get the answer of these questions with the help of these platforms which is available. It might be the social media, it might be the customer care, it might be the mailings, it might be phone calls, it might be the feedback, like, dislike, the stars, and all other things. And from that one you can easily understood what the customer want, and accordingly you have to change the quality of your product as well as the service. Fine. So this is the one point that we have in the strategic planning. Then the customer's position. When we talk about the customer position, okay, so relationship with the customers, how the relationship you can build with the customer. This is very very important. Even many times you might see when you visited to the any hotel, and if you are not getting a good service, then you don't want to go there. Though the food product is good, the food is good, but just because of the service which is not provided, or the by the hotel person, then you are not ready to go there. So relationship build up is very very important in the strategic planning. So here we need to have the relationship with the customers. So always we have to ask, want to retain, reduce, or expand the customer base. So this is again the important part of it. Do you want really that person to come again and again to your hotel, means retain, or do you want to reduce, or is you want to expand the customer base? So on that basis you have to work it. Okay, because all the times the customers need may be changed, the customer base may be changed. Base means their what they initially get a service or the quality of your product, he is happy with that time, but nowadays he is not happy with that. Okay, and now he wants something a change. Now here you need to find out what the change, what the base that get changed, and that you can capture it, and accordingly you have to provide it. Okay, just like many automobile industries, you might be see that the lots of variant of the cars and the bike are available in the market. Why there is a lots of car and bikes are available? You might be see that before the 1990, you may have only the one car which is we call the Fiat. Okay, that is Ambassador. Then we might be know about the Maruti 800 and all. These are the common cars which is most of the times running on the road. And but after say the 1992, 1993, when there is a globalization, that time you say there is a drastic change in the market. The lots of the competitors are entered into the market, and they are giving a lot of new products. They give the lots of options to the customers. Now what the customers do, they choose as per their demand. The person who want a luxurious car, he buy the luxurious car. The person who want to they have the what is called the economical problem, it means the budgeting. So what is the budget of it, accordingly he will buy the car, because he want a four wheels, okay, four-wheeler car is okay, but he don't want a luxurious because he don't have that much money. So what he do, he can buy a car which is in his budget. So there are the lots of variants you can see in the market. The same thing is happened with the bike. You might be see before 1990 you have only the one option, that is the Hero Honda, and the one is the Bajaj scooter. The lifespan of the Bajaj scooter is very long. It is from more than 40-45 years. The single automobile, the scooter is available in a market, and people are very happy by using that one. But nowadays you may not be happy with that. because your base gets changed. You might be drive the bike of say 90 cc engine, but now you don't want a 90 cc, you want more than that, 150 cc, you want 170 cc, the bikes, and then the features might be you want to change. So what, it is not initially, it is a vehicle is used for just to get from one point to the another point, reach to from one point to the another. But now the demand of the customers get changed, drastically changed. Just like when I was use the Splendor, now I don't want to use that one, I want to use a moped one, because that is easy for me to drive. So what, my base get changed. So here it is very important for you to know the base of it, and as well as accordingly how to say whether you want to retain, reduce or expand your customers. Okay, and that is the important part in the 7 steps to strategic planning. I'm just giving these are the examples so that you can understood the concept of what is mean of it. Okay, then the another point that we can have predict the future. Okay, so predicting the future is very, very important. And this is the biggest challenge for us. How I can predict the future of our product? How I can predict the future of the quality, the demand of your the product, and how I can make the quality of it. Just like when there is a no Ola and Uber, okay, that time we have just depend on the auto rickshaw and the car which is available. Okay, and maybe in the sharing part or other things for the transportation. But then after coming the Ola and the Uber, what they do, they give the provide the service to door. Okay, so what is they realize that this is the gap of it. Just like people don't want to share a auto rickshaw, people don't want to share a taxi, or people want to come the taxi at their home, and there is no connection between the taxi driver and the person who want to go to the office from his home. So this is the gap that is they are identify this the organization, whether it is Uber or the Ola, and on that one they make a platform to the people. They connect with each other. The person who need and person the other another person also need a customer. So they just meet it as a mediator, and accordingly they work. So here they predict that this will be the demand. Nowadays you might see there is a the experimentation is done on this the bike. Okay, so just like on the car we have the bike also they are available. The person who come to your door and he just pick up you, and again it is reach to where you want to, what is your destination. And that can be happen just why there is a the bike taxi. It is just because there is a traffic and there will be the lots of time required to reach to that destination, and only the one person doesn't affordable the car. So what they do, they you change the taxi, the four-wheelers from the two-wheelers, and again give the same service. So ultimately the customer can save the money, and the other person other side the organization can get the benefit, and that they are predict the future of it. Okay, so here you always see about the demographic economic forecasting, especially the economic forecasting. What will be the budget when you are increasing the quality of your product? What will be the budget? Does you get a return from it? What is your strategy of it? Okay, and on that basis we can have to make a planning. Okay, then as I said, what is the gap, the another point that we discussed, it is gap analysis. Now what do you mean by gap analysis? Gap that we know very well. Okay, you can see from the picture the current state. Okay, if you are not happy here, now this is the gap, because you we want to are happy. For that one you need to have an action plan, something that you need to do so that that person get happy, means in a desired state. So in between, what will be the this gap that you need to identify. Now look at why the person is not happy by buying your product, why the person is not happy by getting your service. Now see what is the gap between it. Just like for example, if the Ola give the service for the taxi, but there is a collaboration of the Ola and the taxi drivers. Okay, and the taxi drivers, their car is not in a good quality. The sitting arrangement is not good. There is a smelling and all other things. So the customer is not happy. But if you provide the feedback to the Ola that these are the things that happen with your taxis, so he need to have overcome that one. So either there should be another drivers, taxi drivers should be, or the taxi to be connected with the Ola, or they have to give another service, or they have to do the finishing and all other things, so that the customers get happy. Okay, so it means the first thing you need to find what is the gap, and that gap can be found with the help of the taking the feedback from the customers. Only the way to taking the feedback, and then you need to close the gap. Whatever the gap you found, then what you do, you need to close it. Not only how to find it, but you need to find and planning it how to close that gap, and that gap can be closed by doing a strategic planning. Okay, so it means first you have to identify the gap. Okay, so here when we are doing the gap analysis, that time you have to analyze of the core values and the concepts. Okay, then you need to have excellent techniques for pointing the gaps. Okay, so technology, the techniques that we need to use to know the gaps of it, and once you get a gap of it, okay, then it is very easy for us to do a planning of it, and then we need to close the gap. Okay, then the next point is it is alignment and the implementation. Okay, so what is the alignment? Alignment is like just to execute the part. So as per the plan which you develop, it must be aligned with the mission and vision, and then the core values of and the concept of the organization. Now when we are doing a strategic planning, that time you might be get a benefit of it from the strategy what you are using, but ethically or the as per the core values of our company, that will not good. So we will not go ahead for it. Just like when we talk about the Tata, he is not the selling the good can all. If he is selling the good can, then what is the use of the hospital which he built for the cancer? So ultimately, the core values should not be impacting. It should not be affected by doing that part. Okay. So here always you align the things with the mission and vision, and also core values and the concept of the organization. Okay. It means without the strategy and execution, it is not possible for you a result from it. Okay. So this is we call implementation. Alignment is like this one. You can see this is we call alignment. Means in the same direction you go ahead. Okay, so as per the vision and mission, as per the core values and the concept of the organization, all the time you go ahead with the same direction with the help of your vision and the mission. If you see, this is the big arrow, and with this big arrow the small arrows are going in the same direction. Okay, so this we call it is alignment. And lastly, that is the implementation. Now how the implementation means the strategy and execution, it will give the result. It means this is the implementation. It means you are make us planning. Now you need to execute the plan as per the planning which is there, and then you will get a result from it. Okay, so these are the 7 steps of a strategic planning, which we can say the customer needs, customer positioning, predict the futures, gap analysis, closing the gap, then the alignment and implementation.